Hey, it's Miniature Monday again, and yeah, I got a couple things for you. First, something I just got in the mail Saturday. Um, I'm gonna open it up and you can see what you guys think of it. And then I have another unboxing for you, and I actually already opened these up and put them together just to kind of show you what was going on with them. And that would be this one right here. This is going to be the Dungeons and Dragons Collector Series, Creatures of Icewind Dale. Now, it's supposed to be limited to 1,500 sets. It contains two models. You're going to have I believe, a Frost Troll and a Yeti, an Ice Troll and a Yeti. And they're completely made out of resin. Now, the MSRP is pretty steep on these. It's $50, and I didn't pay that. I have some, let's say, some sponsors, and some of them kind of pitch in for some of these. But the first off, we have Mr. Troll here. He's the Ice Troll, and I put him together, and he was pretty good. For $50, I expect metal. I mean, I don't know. I'm biased though. With I really don't care much for resin too much, so please excuse my bias here. But yeah, that was pretty good. The hammer was a pain in the ass to glue on for some reason. I mean, I almost like pinned it and did what I would probably do for a metal miniature. These are very brittle. In fact, with this Yeti, you'll see he's got these horns, and those horns came on as two separate pieces. And I had one of them actually break on me while I was trying to glue it on. And then, of course, I glued it to my finger, and so I had a horn sticking out my finger, and it was pretty comical. Details awesome, like you would get from resin. It's just that it's not metal, and it's $50 for a piece of resin. So that's pretty much what we got going on for there. And if you notice, the camera's a lot steadier than the last video. And there's a reason for that. I finally got my shit together and put together a tripod for my iPhone. These are all done with iPhone until I can go off and afford something better. So now we have something that just came in Saturday for me. I didn't think it was going to be in on time because of Veterans Day. It's going to be Dungeon Saga, the Dungeon Furniture Pack, and I believe this is from Mantic Games. So it's basically a bunch of furniture for your dungeon. So I'm kind of excited for this. Oh, it's all plastic. Oh, shit, I was hoping for at least resin or something. That's the one time I actually bitch about having it not be in resin. But comes with a nice package. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the old Sega Genesis cases, or the European VHS cases, if you're old enough to remember VHS. So, looks like what we got here. We got... let's see if I can get this all in one shot. Cooperate with me. The dark places where adventurers must go seek their fortune are not blank, empty spaces, but the remains of ancient civilizations with all the trappings of their former glories. This pack gives you chests, tables, bookshelves, and other accessories to flesh out the areas of your adventures. So we got a bookcase, a lectern, a book that goes on top of the lectern, I probably would imagine. Sorcerer's cabinet. Hey, we got 2 tables, 4 treasure chests with lids, 4 barrels, a weapon rack, a well, a tomb, and a throne. And it shows them here all in their painted glory. So, but what I wasn't expecting was plastic. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It's not as chintzy, but remember Hero Quest? I love Hero Quest, by the way. Remember Hero Quest? It kind of reminds me of that. So we got... I mean, ooh, that is terribly warped. Oh, it's soft. I guess maybe the boiling water trick, yeah. But there's one table, 2 tables. This one looks like it got put in the microwave. And I'm imagining these are the chests. Let's see, I suppose this one has the lids. So I guess if we go off and, yeah, the lids just kind of, those gonna need glued. They don't stay on very well at all. So that's what you're getting. Now, I know some of you guys, hold on a minute. Sorry about that. I know some of you guys probably mess around with the Hearst art stuff for your dungeons. And all they are is silicone molds that you pour plaster into. And you make this same sort of stuff. And so this is pretty much a painted one that got put together from a Hearst mold. It's not finished yet. So, and then I'm going to just use this as a comparison. Just so you guys have something to compare it with. This, you buy the mold and you basically just crank out as many as you want, as long as the mold still, holds true. And then you have the plaster to pour it out, and then you can just paint over it. And then here, of course, it's Mantic Games plastic counterpart. So we got that. Here's some barrels. I believe I have a barrel here. So this would be the barrel for the Hearst art or arts mold. Just kind of a slop and go kind of paint going on. And here's the plastic unpainted counterpart for the Mantic Games. So I figured I'd just throw that in there just to give you kind of an idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay, so we got those out of the way. What else we got? Okay. Now, this would be, I'm assuming it would be the tomb. So, I don't know, it looks a little sci-fi kind of on the sides. I don't know. I'm not liking that. I already got a couple of the Reaper ones. Granted, they're bones, and yeah, I kind of don't like those, but I think it's a whole lot better than this one is. I got this furniture pack for, I believe it was right around $20. And here is the weapons rack. Bunch of short weapons, axes and a crossbow. Oh, it looks like we got some shields on the other side. So this very reminiscent of the of Hero Quest. And we got, looks like we got a lectern here, like a little podium, and then you have the book that goes on top of it. So that's interesting. I don't have one of those for a dungeon yet. We have a well. Oh, cool. It's textured on the bottom, so you can just kind of paint it to look like water. Looks like a bucket and some rope near it. It's kind of giant mold light, even with plastic. No, I was kind of expecting more. I know it's only $20, but I don't know. I'm just, maybe I can paint it to make it look nice. Okay, this one. See if we can get this a little lighter in here. Nope. Well, this one's supposed to be the Sorcerer Shelf. So it's supposed to have bottles, and it looks like little dividers and cupboards. And so, I mean, in a pinch, I guess this will work. It's, I don't know. Why did they put the wood grain on the bottom of it? I don't understand. Or am I totally? Yeah, no, yeah, this is the bottom of it. So, I mean, I would have probably just made sure that mold line wasn't showing up, and rather than bother with putting the wood grain on the bottom of it, so so it doesn't fit flush on the ground. So, no. And then we got, let's see here. bookshelf. It'd be like this. So, I don't know. I can, things be painted. I'm just worried about, primer even sticking to the plastic. But anyway, $20, not bad. A bunch of dungeon fill-ins. This is supposed to be an altar of some sort. So, believe it is like that. There we go. Kind of looks like almost like a throne you could probably set somebody on top of. Big piece of flesh. Not that big of a deal. I mean, we just trim it off of a box knife. It's plastic, or it's almost like rubber. It's soft. It's like rubber. So, I don't know. All in all, it was a mild disappointment. So, but, oh well. I mean, cheaper than these things. So, $25 a miniature. I mean, jeez. What are they trying to do? Compete with GW? But, I don't know. I like these, and I needed them, and I was going to use them for stuff, and I just got to paint them so I can use them in some of my games. Yeah, and like I said, I didn't get them for $50. So, that's kind of my saving grace. And I think a lot of people are clearancing them because I'm pretty sure it caught on no one wanted to pay $25 a model for these, no matter how limited, they tried to make people think it was. So, got that. Got these. You want anything else, just let me know, and, I'll try to include it in my next video. Unboxings, I'm going to do some of those, and then, what else? I got, I might do some where I just pretty much kind of just go to people who advertise their miniatures as being pro-painted, trying to sell them, and just pick it apart and maybe have a little bit of fun with that. Let me know if you think that's something you guys would be interested in. Anyway, other than that, I will see you next Monday. So take care, bud. Bye.